thing, that intro that I mentioned?
The one that I made where it's like Raiders of the Lost Stories?
Exactly.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay. Yeah. The one you
Just,
made.
I guess, tell me when to use it. 10 seconds.
All right. I may need it in the beginning. Are we having fun yet?
I don't know. Are we?
The Mad Pad. WMDX, the John and Gordy Family Show, 92.7 FM and 1580 AM. We're still looking for family-like material. Working on that part of it.
Keep looking.
Yeah, I will. We're at Short Stack Eatery. Please stop on by and say hello.
Yeah.
Gordy's
right.
buying everybody breakfast this morning.
Everybody here right now gets
Right now.
free breakfast. The early morning crowd's still coming in.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're on their way. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning.
It
man.
is.
And look at it outside. Beautiful
Clear skies,
sunshine.
no
Yeah,
clouds.
I know. We're going to get a few clouds later.
Oh.
And, temperature is going to be a little chilly this
Yeah.
morning. 51 degrees. Let's see what the high temperature for this afternoon will be. We've got the roulette wheel, weather wheel. There we go. Roll it.
Get that marble rolling.
All right.
It's been incredibly accurate. No one has disproved that.
It's going to be 68 degrees today.
Yeah.
A little bit on the chilly side through the
Yeah,
morning,
that's
but
right.
not bad this afternoon. So, yeah, good.
We'll
Looks
see.
good for a Wednesday. It doesn't feel like Wednesday.
No.
Because yesterday didn't feel like Monday or Tuesday
Well,
or
it's
whatever
a
it was.
Monday kind of Tuesday on a
Memorial
3-day
Day.
weekend. So now
Yeah.
here we are on Wednesday, which feels like a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's it. But we are here, and we'd love to have you stop by. It's at Short Stack Eatery, the corner of Johnson and State Street, 301 West Johnson, I believe is the address. They've got the outdoor tables set up.
Kind
Do you
of.
want to go outside?
They're kind of set up.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Might be chilly today.
A little bit cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If,
gonna be okay.
if there's a wind, any indication? Do we have a wind wheel?
A windmill wheel?
Yeah.
We don't, but we should fashion one up.
We'll workshop that, right? It's another workshop item.
That's it. Winds should stay light today out of the north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour.
All right.
That's it. That's all.
Coming up a little bit later on, we're going to be talking about the megas and the House Farm Bill.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're taking shots at that. They've never really added anything to programs. They always seem to subtract everything to programs. To save a little money, give those tax cuts out. They need that. We'll also be looking at Trump's worst case of projection yet.
Really?
Courting the Jewish vote. Just a stunning revelation from him.
What did he say?
Oh, we'll get to that.
We're going to find
get to
out.
that.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And De Niro,
Oh,
being
boy.
shouted down by a crowd of protesters,
Yeah.
megas that didn't like what he was saying. He's a liberal, so
He
you
was-
know what? You know what they do?
What?
They try to silence people.
Yeah.
The megas try to. Wait a minute. That is crazy. isn't
Shout
it?
him down and
Shut him down.
silence him.
Silence people. Huh. I think they're censoring him.
They
Well, anyway, we'll talk about that later on as well.
Robert De Niro will not be censored.
No,
He
no,
proved that.
he won't.
He gave it back, right back to him.
I've got something that most people will probably not find interesting next hour.
Oh, great.
That is-
Let's talk about it
yes,
now.
No, we're going to talk about 17 products millennials refuse to buy. They're killing the economy, man. Those millennials. 17 products they will buy anymore. All right.
You're not going to buy them anymore.
No.
Okay.
And then the competition between deplorables and vermin in the media. What got more coverage? The coverage of Hillary's deplorables? Or Trump's vermin comments?
Okay.
And then, of course, Nikki Haley is signing missiles in Israel. So we'll get to that. Oh, my God. Can you believe this?
Yeah,
Oh, my
what
God.
is
What
she-
is wrong with her?
I don't know.
Something terribly wrong. At least we, don't have her as a candidate. Thank
Well-
God we have Trump. No, wait, that's not right.
She's still trying to become vice president for Trump,
Is she?
right? Don't you think?
You
Or
know,
is she
Tom-
giving up on that?
Everybody's like, settling on Tom Cotton for some reason
Yeah.
because he looks like a Southern whatever.
Okay.
I don't want to say it. It's a negative stereotype. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I'm just going to be fair and
You're just gonna
balanced
think
and
on
know
it.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to think it.
Think on it. Let's get to the National Day calendar. Why not?
Sure.
It's the 29th day of May. So
Is there a day in here that's not real?
there is a
Something you
day.
made up?
There is a day in here that's not real. Is it National 529 Day, or is it National Flip Flop Day? How about? Well, I can't even pronounce that. I'm going to skip that one. National Paperclip Day. Is it National Senior Health and Fitness Day, or is it National Flower Day? Which one of those days does not belong?
Well, I looked at the list.
Oh, well then, okay. You know.
I
you
know what it
you
is.
know
You know. Oh,
what
I
it
know.
is.
I know.
Did Sam look at the list?
Probably
I'm
not.
looking at it right now.
Oh no! See, he wrecked it. All right, there he goes.
Okay.
Okay, it's
so
not
you both
National
know.
Flower Day.
You both know it's not National Flower Day, but it is National 529 Day. Why would they need a day called 529 Day? You're asking. Well, May 29th, reminding families and friends that it has never been easier to help save for a child's future by contributing to a 529 savings plan. You help prepare a child for whatever path they choose. Earnings grow tax-free on the federal level and in most states if savings are withdrawn to pay for qualified tuition and other expenses. I didn't even know of a 529. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
a lot of people buy into it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
We could have
great
actually
idea.
a statewide plan if we wanted, or a national plan, and do that for everybody in this country.
It's also National Flip Flop Day. This is a day not devoted to politicians. It's a day for flip flops, flip flops that you wear on your feet. Thong style sandals are by no means new to footwear. You have flip flops, don't you, John?
Well, look at this here. Is this a flip flop?
No, that's a sandal. Anyway, they've been around for thousands of years. However, the term flip-flop has applied to flat-soled sandals with straps between the first and second toes and across the top of the foot since the 1960s. The term also describes someone who changes their mind or an electronic component. An electronic component. What, a flip-flop? I don't know.
Well, Sam's probably working on those at home.
I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah,
it is.
probably-
flip-flops are a thing.
Yeah.
Electronically?
Yes.
What do they do?
Well, I mean, they flip and they flop.
Is it a switch?
An on-off?
A button?
Kind of, yeah. It's like a little device that can have basically an on or an off state or two separate kind of on states. It's a control thing in like low-level computer stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's also, okay, it's National Flip-Flop Day. Or, I mentioned that. It's National Paperclip Day. Each day on this date, each year on this date, we celebrate a small but handy invention. Yes, the paperclip has its own day of honor. And today is the day. The day celebrates a well-known piece of curved wire that keeps our papers together and keeps them well organized.
What was the paperclip's name that Microsoft used for Word docs? Do you remember?
It's Clippy.
Clippy.
Okay. Well,
Clippy was the most irritating character that they ever came up with, and they did away with him.
Huh.
Yeah, they straightened out his little clip curves.
What do you
Made him into a wire.
Where
Clippy,
what was
Clippy used
this?
to come on if you had a dock open. Clippy would come on and give you hints,
Okay, yeah.
even when you didn't want the hints
Right.
or help.
It would come on and
Yeah,
do a little
little
dance and
animated
tell you.
character.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, many have claimed the earlier invention of the paperclip. According to the early office museum, Samuel B. Fay received the first patent for the bent wire paperclip in the United States in 1867. It's been around that long. Yes. The original intention of Fay's clip was to attach tickets to fabric. However, the U.S. patent recognized that paperclips could also hold papers together.
Wow.
They were that smart. Okay.
Genius. Absolutely genius.
Yeah, and that's it. National Senior Health and Fitness Day.
That's
that
a
would
big
be
day.
us.
That would be our thing.
Yeah, put on your sneakers for National Senior Health and Fitness Day. On the last Wednesday in May each year, approximately 100,000 senior adults will participate in activities across the U.S. for this national observance. Yes.
I was listening to the Devils yesterday, and I guess it was Dom's birthday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And
I had
you
no
mentioned
idea.
this why?
I had no idea he was 70, and
Is
that's
that
why
so?
I'm thinking Senior Health Fitness Day.
Well,
And he looks as healthy as anybody.
he does. Yeah, he's in good shape.
Yeah.
Many organizations offer special events for Senior Health Fitness Day. Banks and health clubs and area agencies on aging, houses of worship, hospitals, malls, parks and recreation departments. The list goes on and on.
Wow,
And of
it
course,
does go on. I just love them.
Senior
the list.
centers and retirement committees.
Is there I just want to kind of go back.
Yeah. Okay.
Question of the day.
Okay.
Does anybody find flip-flops easy to wear?
I don't.
It doesn't seem like something that
They're not
would stay on
comfortable.
your feet. They're not comfortable.
No.
They rip into your toes because that little
Yeah,
bar that
in
goes
between your
toes.
toes? Yes.
What is that?
I don't know.
I've never been able to understand
I
why
don't get
people
it.
wear flip-flops.
Doesn't make any sense. At
It
all.
doesn't. Are they just
That's why.
like a
That's why slides are the way to go.
Slides.
Yeah.
What are
Like
slides?
they're like flip flops, but without like the part that goes between your toes. It's just like a band across your foot,
Oh, okay.
and you just slide your foot into it. Yeah.
See, that makes sense, right? But how do you keep the damn thing on? If there's nothing in the back for your heel to hold the whole thing on, let me just get this.
Okay.
Maybe these flip-flops are for temporary use only, like at a pool, right?
Could be.
Or in a locker room.
yeah, or on the beach. Sure.
Really, on the beach?
What? You don't
It
think
seems
so?
like that'd be the hardest place to keep them on, walking on sand.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Well, anyway, look, that's the question of the day. Do you like flip-flops?
Okay.
That's not the greatest question in the
Not
world.
the greatest,
Okay,
no.
well, we'll shelve that one. We'll rethink that question.
Do we have some
Workshop it.
history? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about some history, Sam? What do you think?
Okay. We can get started.
started?
On it.
Okay.
We only got a minute here.
Open the thing up.
Are you familiar with the fall of Constantinople?
Oh, sure.
Sure. Well,
Didn't they fall to the Ottomans, marking the fall of the Eastern Roman Empire? Is that
yeah, I'm
what
glad you're
led
reading
to
off the
believe?
same sheet that I am.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was a big deal. There's a song that I'm going to be playing after we come back in
Okay.
about
There's
the
a
fall
song
of
about it?
Constantinople. Yeah,
yes, I remember
there's a
that,
song
yeah.
about it.
There is. I remember
that happened today in 1453.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
We'll
Well, I
be
don't have
back
a lot
with
on
little-
that. I can't really expand on it.
That's
I could
okay.
expand.
We're-
I could expand a little bit more, but I don't think everyone wants
we
to hear
don't.
about it.
I'll tell you what. We are just getting started from Short Stack Eatery, downtown Madison on Johnson Street. It's the John and Gordy Family Show for Wednesday. Coming back with more.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep. I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah?
Check and see what my my health app says about my sleep. Uh-oh. 61. It's only fair. I had 4 hours and 21 minutes of actual sleep time.
Well, that's plenty. What are you
Think so?
complaining about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
How do I get?
Awake time 44 minutes. REM 28 minutes. Light sleep 3 hours. Deep sleep 35 minutes. Oxygen level, lowest level, 81%. Thank you. So you can see it's a real benefit. I know you guys are thinking, maybe I should get that
15
that
seconds.
watch.
No.
That smartwatch.
That's not going to change my mind.
All right. Just saying. I don't have anything for this.
Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone, old Constantinople, still it's Turkish delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople. So if you've a date in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York.
So they got to Constantinople
Constantinople. Yeah.
by mistake, and they want to get someplace else. So if you
guess
ever
so.
end up in Constantinople, how do we get out of here? That's
I guess so.
That's the song.
That's the deal.
How did anybody manage to fit that into some lyrical content?
I don't know.
It's an amazing.
It's got a lot of syllables. Constantinople. It's got a little rhythm to it already.
Yeah.
Just right out
Very
of the
catchy
box.
stuff, isn't it?
What else happened on this day in history, on the 29th day of May? Back
Well,
to
I'm
Sam.
glad you asked, Gordy. Today's
Well,
a
that's
very
why I'm
special
here.
day.
Yeah?
Yeah. Today in
Why?
1848, Wisconsin became the 30th state.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, big deal.
That
What
is
a day
big
that
deal.
must have been.
That is.
Were there
The very
celebrations? You bet.
Oh, yeah.
Was there beer? Probably.
I,
And then a
I
year
bet,
later-
I bet, yeah.
A year later, they banned abortions.
Oh, is that right?
Mm.
Infanticide. That's what they really banned.
Exactly. The next year, 1849, they also founded the UW, which I think is pretty cool. It's written right into the state constitution.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Let's
Got
start
right
a
on it.
university system.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did.
Today in 1942, Bing Crosby records the Christmas classic "White Christmas."
In the middle of, at the end of May, he recorded.
Yeah,
White
in the end of,
Christmas.
well, I mean, it was
Well,
for
they-
the movie Holiday Inn, and they were actually not thinking that this was going to be like the hit song from the movie, so it was just kind of a passing thing.
Yeah.
But it's the one that's lasted.
It happened.
Today in 1953, Mount Everest was summited for the first time by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay.
1953. Okay.
Yeah.
All
And now
right.
it's kind of turned into like a little industry just about. If you got enough money, you can just pay for people to guide you right up to the top.
So it's that easy.
It's not,
Yeah,
I don't think it's easy.
I mean,
any
you have
way.
to be in like good physical shape, but yeah, it's a lot easier than it was for them at least.
Yeah.
So is Edmund Hillary's body frozen up there for people to see?
No, he made it back down. Both of them made it back down.
That's so weird, isn't it, that they have frozen bodies on the way up to these mountains?
Is that
He
right?
just
leave
you
them
can't
there.
get him down.
Yeah. They just leave them there.
yeah.
Man, it just
That would be so sad.
so strange.
Get all the way up there and see who didn't make it.
Well, aren't there
You become
family
a
members that-
waypoint along the trail.
Well, how are you going to get them down? You know, that's the problem. Can't.
I just slide them down the hill.
It's not a hill. It's a mountain. It's just, oh boy. Okay. Anything else for today? Birthdays?
Yeah, we got a
Any
couple. We got a
celebrity
couple birthdays today.
Yeah?
Bob Hope.
I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we've played him once or twice on the show before. He was born today in 1903, and John F. Kennedy, the president, born today in 1917.
Okay.
That's kind of crazy, you know, Bing Crosby in the same historical context as Bob Hope's birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. They would team up for all those
road
road
series,
movies.
yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Sam.
And that's all we got. That's
That's it for the
today in
history books. The
Well, that's
history is
fantastic.
history.
That was very impressive.
I do my best,
just-
John. I do my
It just-
best.
It never is dull.
It never fails.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, we're here at Short Stack Eatery, and we do this every Wednesday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. We do have a guest a little bit later on today via the phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking to Rachel Barnhart. Her group is Up Together. And I imagine there are a lot of groups throughout the country, but they keep track of all of the minimum income programs that are out there. I'm trying to think.
Well-
What is it? Universal minimum income, right?
Universal minimum income. Okay.
And what they do is they give individuals, low-income individuals, money each
Yeah.
month, free.
Like a monthly.
A lot of times it's $500. Sometimes it's $1,000. And these are experiments that are going on all around the globe. And they're trying to find out whether people just sit back and rest and get the free money and spend it on nothing, or they utilize it in some way, shape, or form. And they are finding out that people are actually finding it helpful to get back on their feet.
Well, I would think so.
And,
you know,
yeah.
especially for people that aren't low income or no income. At least they got something every month.
I looked at their map of where their programs are taking place, and they have one in Wisconsin. And we'll ask her about that and how that went.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. That's coming up a little bit later on. Also, we've got some other items to talk about.
Well, we've got some lost stories that we have to
lost
we have to
stories.
mine. Yes, go back in and try to get them, try to uncover them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Things that we may have missed before.
that we actually have missed before.
Okay. We may have missed.
What, do you want to get to one of them? Should we
Sure. I
try
think
and try and find one?
Let's warm up with one.
All right.
You got one?
Yeah, I think I have one. Cut 131. If you can just try and find that.
Okay. We'll work on that.
Yeah.
I got to plug something in over
Yeah,
here.
I
You
see
go ahead.
that. I see that. And you know, we've got a little musical intro for this.
Do we really?
Yes, that's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam put this thing together. We're day and night on this.
We'll
let's
save
hear
that.
it.
We'll save that till we're coming into a big chunk of them.
Oh,
Got to
okay.
build anticipation.
All right. Well, all right. Do you just want to? Should we just play this cut 131?
Sure.
Please.
Still
I don't
some
know.
of the Romania-Mexico policies. We need to get them back, to really to put pressure to control that border. So I just don't see anything else left there because no one wants to shut down the economy. Unfortunately, we should really for such a serious issue, but Republicans are not going to do it, and we are not just going to let Democrats have messaging bill with lots of loopholes. There are way more loopholes in that bill than people even realize.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah, that's the.
Wait, what was...
That I wanted to kind of introduce it, but that is GOP Representative Victoria Spartz. She was with Maria Bartolomo, and she was talking about the border. And her big comment, of course, is their solution is to shut down the economy first to force the administration to close the border.
To close the border.
Shut down the economy, close the border.
Wow. That's a plan. Not a great plan.
Yeah. There was
But
one,
it's a plan.
one Twitter reaction from Matthew Gertz was, "We will hurt people unless you let us hurt people," is the
What?
bottom line sticker on that one.
Okay.
I mean, it's always a punishment. Everything, all their solutions are punishments because people are
Seems like
trying to
that.
get away with things.
I think they are.
So they punish them, and all policy is based on punishment. You'll find a lot of punishment in the new farm bill that's out there.
Yeah.
They're really they're going at all the programs in the farm bill.
No kidding.
Which I always thought that the farm bill helped again low-income individuals get food, and they usually sold that food, their farm goods, to the state or to programs in the state, so they could supply the food to the individuals on low income.
That would make sense.
But
Wouldn't
it seems like they're limiting that now.
Okay. It is 6:29. John and Gordy, the family show, live from Short Stack Eatery. Coming up, well, Trump with his worst case of projection yet.
Yes.
Yeah, and Robert De Niro. Whoa. Where do you hear this?
All right.
Okay.
Obviously, you can tell that I haven't had a cup of coffee yet.
How's everything sounding? Yeah, you get a cup of coffee.
Pretty good.
Sound better than the Roadcaster?
About the same.
About the
There's
same?
there hasn't
there-
been any distortion at all yet.
Good. Good. Yeah. It sounds really good here.
Good.
All right. I'm going to step away for a minute. We're both away from the mic, so hang on.
All right.
All right, what are we coming back with? Trump?
Okay, I got it.
You got something?
I've got it here. I know exactly what to do now. Okay. Sorry about that, Sam. I think I got it all figured out.
What's that?
Studio chat, you're giving me the time cues. That's cool.
You
I
just
got it.
figured that out now?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah. Well, I didn't
Okay.
see it on the screen. You know, it's I've got all these papers around.
Where's
here.
the studio chat? Okay, I'm going to get this on my phone.
Yeah.
Gordy, you
think
can pull it up on your laptop. Like you can
Where
you
would I
can
do
be
it?
in you can
How would
be
I
in
do that?
StreamYard because you're on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on the Wi-Fi. You wouldn't be plugged into this at all,
Okay.
or would he? Would
No.
he be in on
You
StreamYard?
can
Well,
Yeah.
my phone get into StreamYard? Is that what you're saying?
or your laptop, either or.
Let's see.
By the way, I think in the kit,
What do you got there?
we should have the a little chart
Know your parasites.
for people in Wisconsin. You know, this is something really important.
I think so.
Just a little card identifying the ticks.
You got a tick on you?
No, it's that lunatic thing.
Oh,
the T-shirt,
yeah.
you know. So I was thinking, you know, because it's Wisconsin, we've got a lot of ticks here. We're known for ticks. World renowned for ticks.
Yeah.
So if we have that little
Back
card in
one
there so
sec.
people can identify that, that'd be
Oh, there's Gordy.
fantastic.
Are you on your phone?
I am.
Oh,
Let me
Actually, turn this off.
There we go. I muted you.
Okay, good. Chat. Studio chat.
there you go. You're
There's
in.
nothing on there.
You're in like friends.
Gordy, are you actually? It doesn't matter. You don't need to turn your camera off.
Sure.
Comments.
I'll be back really quick. We're on in like 35 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it on people and studio chat.
Okay. I guess that's what I'm on.
If you have comments, I don't know what that is. No, nothing in
Let's
that.
put this over here.
Studio
Maybe you
chat.
can see me. Does he have
15
you?
seconds.
Do you see? This is still talking. Hello?
Yeah.
Why is this? I got my phone.
Can't you turn it down?
I've got it turned down all the way. How do I get them?
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Decaffeinated Caffeine. For people who like feeling nervous and wide awake, but hate running to the bathroom all the time.
Okay.
Sounds like a very helpful thing.
It is.
Mad Radio, WMDX, 92.7 FM and 1580 AM, and all of your social media dial as well on Twitter X. I'm starting to get used to calling it just X now.
Are you really?
Yeah,
'Cause
I am.
you still call it Twitter X.
I do
Most of the time.
traditional, but I'm starting to like X, not like it, but get used to it. Yeah, and then Facebook and YouTube, and we're all over. You can
we're
get the podcasts on Spotify. You can also get us on the Civic Media app.
Yep.
Text us or call in if you'd like. We always like to take calls and comment to your comments. Feel free to do all of that while we're here in the family show.
Okay.
And keep it family oriented.
We're in touch, so you be in touch. Okay?
Yes, we got all the cliches right here. Oh, you know, we've been bringing up the Farm Bill quite often here in this particular segment of the program, so let's continue with that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. yeah. The mega what?
No, go ahead.
I
I'm
heard
just
something,
singing
maybe
along
there's
with the
something.
music
Okay.
there.
The mega House Farm Bill again takes away progress for a better time that we all remember in the 1800s. Let's go back there.
Okay.
The House Farm Bill would cut an estimated $30 billion from the food stamp program, known as SNAP, over the next 10 years.
SNAP.
Well, that's always good. You know, I guess they anticipate that low-income individuals will suddenly come into a lot of money, I guess. It will also reportedly allow states to outsource the SNAP program's process for determining which households are eligible. And they're going to outsource it to a private corporation. Sounds like that'll work.
Oh.
Potentially make it even harder for families to enroll in the program based on whatever that private corporation thinks is best.
Turn it over to a private corporation.
Yeah, that's right.
Just let them handle it. It'll be a lot more efficient.
Yes.
Sure.
Why should the government do it? Because it costs the government money. But it doesn't go. Wait a minute. It costs the government money just to hire the private corporation. Never mind. Never mind.
Nothing to see here.
The Farm Bill would also reportedly slash animal welfare protections. This is just like, why? Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. Okay.
What else would it?
They didn't get further into that. I'd like to know how they're going to do that. And plus, by the way, it lifts pesticide restrictions. Because we don't have enough pesticides in the environment at this point.
Right. We need more pesticides?
Yeah.
Really?
See, this is the Farm Bill they want. This is the way they think the country should be, right?
Just let the farmers do whatever they want.
Torturing
with the pesticides,
animals.
Torturing animals.
Right. And then, throwing as much pesticides on their fields and our crops and the food we eat. Why not? And along
Hey,
with that,
we've got a call here about the Farm Bill. Mark's on the line.
all right, Mark. Yeah, what have you got, Mark?
Good
Hey,
morning.
Mark. Go ahead.
Hey, good
Go ahead,
morning.
Mark.
Yeah, not only that, but there's also the provisions in the Farm Bill that always provide for CRP. And land set aside, farmers can set aside and give opportunities for hunters, across the country. I mean it's another thing that they're adding to it. The whole pesticide thing, I think all these Republicans should be forced to drink a nice heaping teaspoon of whatever the worst pesticide they decided to deregulate in their morning coffee, and let's see how long they survive on that. I mean, that
Right.
is just...
I suppose they really haven't heard anything about organic crops, right? Without the pesticides. I mean, every farm is basically going to that. That's what their bottom line is. Most farms now, anyway.
Yeah, and your egg spot, I heard about them talking about soil health. I mean, the soil health is so important because our soil is actually it's not just dirt sitting there. It's actually a living organism with all the bacteria and stuff that actually benefits the crops. You dump so many pesticides on it, you wonder how that is actually damaging the ability of that soil to actually maintain the food
soil
that sustains
ecosystem.
us.
Yeah.
You bet.
You definitely need that in the soil. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. So, yeah, this is crazy. Add more pesticides to all our food. The food supply becomes contaminated. But again,
You bet.
organic farming is the whole deal now. So these people apparently don't bother with organic foods in the supermarket, which a lot of people do now. And a lot of farms in Wisconsin do like organic farming because it's very, very popular, and it's great. I mean, there's a high demand for organic farming, right, Mark?
You bet. I get it when I can, and it's and then I grow all my stuff. In the summer, I live off the tomatoes that I get in my garden, and you don't need to worry about the pesticides in it.
That's right. All right. But now we do have to worry
Thanks,
about the
brothers.
pesticides. Okay. Appreciate the call. And they're also, get this, they're banning nearly all Delta 8 THC products.
Wait a minute. Really?
Yes.
That's in the Farm Bill.
While the federal government is deciding to lower the penalties for marijuana and cannabis,
Okay.
this is going to ban Delta 8 THC products. Some industry stakeholders say it could even federally criminalize many CBD products because the measure's scope covers all ingestible hemp products.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
Really. So gummies, anything else?
Right.
Ingestible.
It could, throw a wrench in the entire
The
corporate business that is growing around this.
Yeah, in 25 or so states.
You can kind of call it a job killer.
Or more. Yeah, actually more states than that.
Yeah.
Delta 8 THC products.
Right.
They want to ban all that.
Yes.
The MAGA House Farm Bill. Okay, well, they're going after a lot, aren't they? The animal welfare protections, pesticide restrictions, Delta 8 THC products. Anything else on the laundry list?
No, that's it for now.
that's
anyway, the thing is,
That's not good.
the thing is, the Democrats are just saying, well, this will really never pass. None of these things will take place. It'll go to the Senate. They'll remove all of these
Right.
penalties and punishments and animal cruelty. They'll take those out and they'll send it back to the House, and the House will have to probably pass the Senate bill, most likely. But the problem I have with the Democrats on this is that they don't complain loudly. We're complaining right here on this program. That's why we're bringing this story to your attention. But the Democrats don't seem, they don't know how to set their hair on fire when these things happen. They don't bring enough attention to it. They don't have enough outrage on the left side of the aisle. We should have a little more outrage.
More outrage.
And it's not political.
Dial it up.
It just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You don't want
Attack
animal
it.
cruelty. You don't
Yeah.
want farms to punish all these animals by grouping them in unhealthy conditions.
Well, and going after the SNAP food assistance program again.
Right, again.
I mean,
right.
come on.
I mean, they're already punishing people with SNAP. If they don't work, if they don't do job searches, they take away their food and health. By the way, they take away their health. You see, that's why we should have universal health care again. So they can't use it as a punishment, something they can take away. Why would you want people to be unhealthy or torture them in that way? That would be an incredible cruelty. And I think there's something in the Constitution about that.
Well, and the medical system is already stressed to the nth degree. They don't need any more problems.
That's right. That's right. All right.
All right.
Nailed it. Just nailed
It's
it.
the Farm Bill. Ay.
Man. Now, you did mention a few times here
Yeah,
Trump's worst bout with projection.
What happened yesterday?
This is something else. Matthew Iglesias, reporter, and he posted this. Trump is such a sloppy and disorganized thinker that he constructed a pitch to Jewish voters based on an analogy in which he is literally Hitler.
Okay, let's just
it's never any good.
take a breath and think about that.
That's right.
So, really, he started an analogy where he's portraying himself as Hitler.
That's right.
Okay. Oops. Sorry.
At the donor roundtable, Trump said he had studied Jewish history, which obviously he starts off with a lie, and had thoughts about this moment in U.S. history. He said, and this is a quote, and you go back through history, this is like just before the Holocaust. I swear, if you look, it's the same thing. Oh, no. You had a weak president or head of the country, and it just built and built, and then all of a sudden, you end up with Hitler. You end up with a problem like nobody knew. God, stupid.
What's he trying to get
in
at
other words,
here?
In other words, he's trying to think. He's trying to say that Biden is the weak.
Right.
But if you had Trump, who is incredibly weak and can't think his way out of a box, that's when you get Hitler. Trump's lovely choice of phrase, unified Reich, comes to mind, of course, along with Trump saying Jews who vote for Biden should have their heads examined. Always a positive.
That was a quote.
Something that Jews, may find a few red flags in. Or Jews who vote for Biden do not love Israel. Oh, that's a nice little guilt trip.
Okay.
Ain't working. Is enough to have any sane Jew who grew up knowing the Holocaust by age 4 vote for Joe Biden instead.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. This guy is out there
He's
just
full of it.
ad-libbing it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think this will persuade too many Jews to vote for Trump at this point. Right?
That's right. Well, Don't you have a quote there from a 100-year-old Holocaust survivor?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Save the best for last here.
Okay.
This is Ruth Rosansky. She lives down in Florida, 100 years old, as you mentioned.
100 years old.
This is a quote. When I hear Trump speak, I hear Hitler again. When I see his rallies, it's like what I saw in Nazi Germany. Trump is like a dictator. He's crazy like Hitler was.
That was Ruth Rosansky
Somebody who witnessed this.
in Florida, 100-year-old
knows this
Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So the warning is there. The warning
It's
signals
there.
are there.
It's right there.
Got to know it. Mm-hmm. All right, now let's check out. The Raiders of the Lost Stories. We're doing all of these things.
The Raiders of the Lost Story.
But this is a news story. Okay. Robert De Niro dealing with loud protesters, MAGA protesters, trying to cancel him. It's the MAGA cancel culture that they blame the liberals on, which is untrue. Here is Robert De Niro, cut 167, dealing with this crowd. Listen, you'll hear them in the background.
Kelly describes Trump as, quote, a person that thinks those who defend their country in uniform or are shot down or seriously wounded in combat or spend years being tortured as POWs are all, quote, suckers because, quote, there is nothing in it for them. A person that did not want to be seen in the presence of military amputees because, quote, it doesn't look good for me. A person that demonstrated open contempt for a Gold Star family, for all Gold Star families, on TV during the 2016 campaign.
Is that the right?
That was not the right cut.
No, that wasn't.
That was not.
168 is the right cut.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Here's Robert De Niro. Here.
I mean, this is really, even these people over here are kind of, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy, and this thing, Donald Trump has created this. He should be telling them not to do this, but he's just...
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was more to that cut, but
he got into it with some protesters outside Trump's trial.
I mean, it is a certainly incredible projection from the RNC who sent that cut out, by the way, ripping into Robert De Niro. They said, this is how they describe what you just heard. Unhinged Bob De Niro starts off his stammering, rambling press conference, by the way, that describes every Trump rally that I've seen, by insulting millions of hardworking Americans who support President Trump.
That's it.
Yeah, that's not it.
Okay.
And projectioneer Scott Walker tweeted, at least it wasn't 3 hours like his last few disasters. Oh, you're talking about Trump rallies again, aren't you?
That's right. John and Gordy live from Short Stack Eatery, downtown Madison. Coming back a little bit later on, our special guest, Rachel Barnhart.
Yeah.
Coming up. This nap. Did you get it?
It was a black piece of soot.
Yeah? Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm thinking, where did that come from?
That's odd.
It's burning.
Okay, what are we
Yeah. I'll get the numbering system right. One of these days. I put 167 on here instead of 168.
I see that.
It's me. It's me all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't have a... Damn it.
Pen? What do you need?
Yeah, I don't have a pen.
Yeah, see if I got an extra.
How much time? Very little time.
20 seconds.
Here you go.
All right. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay.
There it is.
Unearthing what's fallen through the cracks. Here's John and Gordy, Raiders of the Lost Stories.
of those.
Lots of lost stories. John and Gordy live from Short Stack Eatery. Yes.
Stop by if you can.
Yep. We're here till 8 o'clock this morning. And Rachel Barnhart will join us in a little while. And now here's John Peterson. John?
It's a John and Gordy family show, isn't it? Huh? It's a beautiful morning as well, and it's going to be a nice day.
It's cool. 51 degrees, highs in the upper 60s.
Yeah. I think we should hear a little Jimmy Kimmel here as we unearth some of these stories.
Would you dig this one
True
up?
Social Ad and the Unified Reich. Cut 152 if you can. And I think Kimmel pretty much says it best, doesn't he? I mean, this guy is entertaining. He's one of the great late-night talk show hosts. But check this out. Again, this is about Trump's trial, True Social Ad, Unified Reich.
Trump has a lot on his plate right now. He's threatening to sue the filmmakers who made a new movie called The Apprentice. A spokesperson for Trump put out a statement and said, this film is pure malicious defamation, should not see the light of day, and doesn't even deserve a place in the straight-to-DVD section of a bargain bin at a soon-to-be-closed discount movie store. But if it gets nominated for an Oscar, he'll start saying he wrote it. The best part of the story is one of Trump's billionaire friends invested a lot of money to make this movie, thinking it was going to be a flattering portrayal, and now he's furious. He's slow and furious as the movie's going.
Beautiful stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Jimmy Kimmel's great.
I know. And let's continue, by the way, that one cut, I guess 153 is also Kimmel, and talking about Trump as usual and the trial.
Our former president and future convicted felon who, after saying who knows how many times he would absolutely testify, has opted not to testify, and the defense has rested their case. I will tell you, the one thing I'm going to miss as this trial wraps up is watching Trump's lawyer, this guy Todd Blanche, silently glowering as Trump stands outside the courtroom whining every day.
It's a kangaroo court. There's never been anything like this that I've ever seen. Now I have 2 other trials that were kangaroo courts also. It's stacked up. And I see what's happening with this judicial system, and it's just, they call it all kangaroos.
No, they do? Who does? Who calls it all kangaroos? The legal community, the zoo community, or just you? I don't know. And then all caps and kangaroo outlined his next steps.
And we'll be resting pretty quickly. Resting meaning resting the case. I won't be resting. I don't rest. I like to rest sometimes, but I don't get to rest.
And then guess what he did? The guy who doesn't rest? As soon as he got into court, he nodded off at least once this afternoon. The only supporters Trump has in New York is the army of ass-kissers who fly in from Washington every day to suckle his teats on camera. Today, it was Don Jr., Sebastian Gorka, Ronnie Jackson, and Joe Piscopo. Not exactly a Beatles reunion of stars. And there was a congressman from Texas named Troy Nels who decided he needed to show up to slobber all over his sweet orange crush, too.
This is 5 weeks sitting in a courtroom when he should be out reaching the American people and telling the American people what he would like to do for this country. And who shows up? Tens of thousands of people show up at Donald Trump's rallies. The Democrats hate it. There's not another person on the planet that can do that other than the Pope.
That's right. Not Beyonce, not Taylor Swift, just Trump and the Pope. And, of course, no one did a louder job of defending Donald Trump than the unfortunate and chin-challenged soul who has the bad fortune of sharing the man's name.
When our defense goes after arguably the least credible witnesses in the history of, witnesses, you're not allowed to ask the damning questions of them. The star witness in this case is a 9 times convicted liar, and now an admitted thief. That is who they're hanging the entire case on. The other one happens to be a porn star.
And my dad screwed both of them. And then we have brother Eric, who took his "Look at Me, Dad, Please Look at Me" act to Hannity.
They have charged my father with 34 felony counts. It's been what they've been doing to my father since he came down that escalator. I've been by my father's side almost the entire time. My father's been censored. My father, that man right there on the stage, my father didn't do a damn thing wrong. He's a great president. He's a great person. He's a great father.
And in case I didn't mention it 5 times already, he's my father. No matter what he tells people. And on top of all this, Trump or his team, someone shared this video on Truth Social last night.
What happens after Donald Trump wins? What's next for America?
Okay, if you zoom in, you can see they slipped in the words, a unified Reich. A fourth Reich, if you will. The good news is Trump wants to bring the country together. The bad news is that country is Germany in 1933. His campaign said it wasn't Trump who reposted the video. It was one of the junior Nazis who worked for him. But what else does this man have to do for people to see what he is? Just grows a mustache? What if he grew the mustache? What if he grew a little blonde Hitler mustache, started strutting around with his arm out straight? You think it would have any effect? How many of his supporters do you think would say, all right, that's too much for me? I guess maybe 10.
Yeah, there. Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
On a roll.
On a roll, definitely. Yeah, and I wanted to mention, they talk about cancel culture and everything, but Representative Jim McGovern was out on the floor of the House listing all of Trump's trials.
Oh, really?
And they cut him off, and they said he couldn't do it, and they banned him. Apparently, Republicans are allowed, to silence and cancel people just like that for mentioning Trump's trials on the House floor.
What?
Because they said he wasn't guilty, and that he shouldn't be talking about this stuff because it hasn't been proven yet. So don't bring it up on the House floor. And then they banned him from speaking the whole day because of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
I
just another day in Washington, D.C.
A little bit of cancel culture just all the way around.
Happening immediately.
But they don't see it. They don't see themselves as being part of the cancel culture.
No.
I mean, they actually came up with it. It's projection again. It's always projection. Mm-hmm. We could point out everything is almost projection from that side of the aisle for whatever reason.
That's it. It is 6:58, John and Gordy Family Show, live from Short Stack Eatery. Coming up, products millennials refuse to buy, and we'll talk to our special guest, Rachel Barnhart from Up Together. It's all coming up.
John and Gordy in the morning. As we were saying, let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.
I was trying to give you a signal. Just wrap Sam up because he can see you, I think, on the camera.
No.
No, he can't?
No.
Oh, we don't have the camera on.
No, can't see.
Okay. Never mind.
I was wondering what you were signaling over there.
Tell him to wrap.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
"17 products woke millennials refuse to buy."
I thought we could just talk about this.
Yeah.
This is stuff
That's good.
Catherine wants to, nail. So what the hell? All right, I am going to go.
All right.
And get some coffee.
Oh. What's going on?
Not enough recorded stuff, you know?
What?
You know, getting the
Cuts?
actualities, you know? I didn't have a lot of actualities.
Ah.
So,
For today?
what's that? I just had my headphones off.
You said you didn't have a lot of stuff for today?
I didn't have a lot of stuff. I mean,
that's
I have a lot of written stuff. I don't have, you know,
Yeah.
the recordings that I like to kind of dot in here. And apparently,
Sometime in the
I
next
was-
hour.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sometime in the next hour, I want to play Art Paul's Happy Birthday for Wisconsin.
Okay. Why don't you play it?
I don't know if I want to play it right away, but
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
We have a double birthday.
A double birthday?
A double
What are you
birthday,
talking
yeah.
about?
I was actually going to play
Double
Happy Birthday by Art Paul for my son, Brett.
Oh.
He is
It's
going
his
to be
birthday
20.
today?
He's 22 this afternoon.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. When do you want to do that, Sam? Right out
Well,
of
you
the
tell
gate,
me.
Right out of the gate.
Because
Let's
that's
do it.
probably more important.
Well,
Is he doing?
What's that?
Is he doing anything fun?
No. I do have a little
Just
story.
just
story
the
with
usual
that.
basement life.
Yeah. Actually, he's going to Canada.
Oh wow!
Canada?
Yeah.
One
Going
minute.
up there for?
Girls, girls, girls.
Is that where they are? Is he going up there with girls, or he's going up there looking for girls?
I'll throw that in.
Okay.
By the way, that was a reference to Elvis movies.
Yeah.
That's
30
right.
seconds.
Girls, girls,
We
girls.
watched as many Elvis
What-
movies as we could on Prime.
Yeah.
And they always included girls in the title. Never had anything to do with them.
True. Yeah.
You know,
The girl can't help it.
yeah, all these things. And it
10
It really
seconds.
wasn't about them at all. It was about his career, what he was doing.
Okay.
John and Gordy on the radio. 92.7 is the place to go. It's John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy. In the morning, in the morning, in the morning, in the morning. It's John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy, John and Gordy. At the break of dawn, get your coffee on.
Coffee.
John and Gordy on the radio. 92.7 is the place to go.
Coffee, coffee. Yes.
Yes, it's the John and Gordy Family Show, live from Short Stack Eatery, downtown Madison, Johnson and State. Come on by.
Let's start off with a double birthday today, okay?
Double birthday?
Yeah,
What are you talking
Let's
about?
play the special
Yeah?
Art Paul birthday song
Oh.
for two.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy
birthdays.
birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday,
State
happy
of
birthday
Wisconsin
to
is
you.
celebrating a birthday today.
Exactly, yes.
Here's
And
this.
my son Brett is 22 years old, coming up this afternoon. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
22.
Wow. What's he
And,
going to do to celebrate?
Well, he's
Do you
going to
have
go
any-
off to Canada.
What?
Yeah,
Canada?
he's flying up to Canada because
He's dodging the
girls.
draft.
What?
Girls.
He's going with girls
He's
to
going
Canada?
up
or
to
he's
see
seek
someone.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
he's going to go up
Okay.
there and see somebody. Now, you know, a couple of years ago, he went out to Vegas to see girls. A girl that he wanted to, meet finally after
Okay.
being on the internet for a long period of time out in Vegas. And now he's going up to Canada. So he's globe-trotting all over the place. His previous girlfriend in high school
Yeah.
got him to go to Amsterdam.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, this my son is the globetrotter. I haven't been out of the country. Well, yeah, I've been
Well,
to Canada, you know, around
that
the
doesn't
border.
count.
But, yeah, I know.
How does he meet these people?
Well, on the internet. But then, you know, you have to meet them eventually, and you have to travel. They could travel here, but no, he's going to travel. And this is what I did yesterday I went out and got this chocolate cake that they have at Costco. It's like ice cream and heavy chocolate.
Oh, no.
It's wonderful. It's just unbelievable. My wife said, don't go out and get it yet. Get it tomorrow on his birthday.
Yeah.
And I said, why? Because what? He's going to go in the refrigerator and take it out and start eating it? He's not going to wait for the event to take place? She goes, well, I don't think he will.
And?
Well, guess what? Last night, before I went to bed, he comes upstairs from his little cubicle in the basement.
And
he said, I'm going to have some of that cake.
Well, it's his cake.
It's his cake.
He can eat it too.
He can eat it too, yeah.
Okay.
So he had a little slice of that, and I thought, aren't you just going to wait for the big event? And he said, well, no. I mean, it's a big cake. So he had a good point. And so he had his cake, and he's 22 years old.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
good for him,
fantastic, yeah.
Brett. Happy birthday, Brett. Okay.
All right.
And the state of Wisconsin also celebrating.
Yeah, who cares? We're here, you know, we're in the state. We just take it for granted. Could be just a wild territory, but no, they had to have statehood.
Okay.
All right, now that's a Gen Z thing.
Is it?
Now let's get to the millennials. We don't talk about the millennials very much. But they're killing the economy, man. They're just killing it.
Why? What do you
Actually,
mean
they're not. They're actually progressing. 70 products that the woke millennials refuse to buy, affecting the economy.
17 products.
17.
That they do not buy anymore.
That's right.
Okay.
And some of these have already morphed and changed. So anyway, we'll get to that.
Okay.
One of them, in no particular order, by the way, traditional cable internet. Millennials are transitioning from conventional cable internet, which is what you have, to high-speed fiber optic connections and wireless options because it's faster up and down. If you have fiber optic, if you have coax cable, it's fast download, but not very fast upload. But they're improving. They improved.
I would get fiber optic if it was in my neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're expanding it.
Yeah.
I have TDS out in Middleton.
Yeah.
Anyway, just thought I'd bring that up. They're
Lord
getting rid of this cable. They're getting rid of cable.
Okay.
All right. How about this? This
All
is
right.
another thing that they're refusing to buy traditional gyms. How many times have you had a gym membership there, Gordy?
Yeah.
I've had a few
several.
myself, and we
Yeah,
never
then-
went.
Yeah. Well, I went for a couple of years, and then, it kind of faded away.
Now, I used to be at Vic Tanny, and I picked Vic Tanny because they have clubs all over the country, right?
Right.
You can go anywhere and go to a Vic Tanny because you're a member.
I like Planet Fitness. Just, go when you want.
That's well
low
after
cost.
Vic Tanny.
Well, sure, yeah.
But Vic Tanny's gone. It went out of business.
A couple of decades ago, yeah. Vic Tanny.
I know. It has that image, doesn't it? It's like Speedo.
Right. Vic Tanny.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, millennials are moving away from the traditional gyms in search of customized fitness experiences like you were talking about. They are drawn to boutique studios, home workout programs. And I eventually morphed into the home workout program.
Really?
Yeah.
You're doing the...
I found a really good one. It's mostly core exercises, and you work out the entire body at once with that particular one exercise. So it's really good.
Does it work?
Yeah, it really works. Well, look at me. Look at
You're
me.
really buff. Yeah, I
Fitness
know.
buff.
You're the picture of health.
Yeah.
If there was a picture of health, it would be you.
Well,
That's it.
Now I feel like just completely collapsing in a corner in a fetal position.
You do that once a day anyway,
do.
so why would today be any different?
That's my session of meditating. What are you doing? All right.
That's how you meditate,
That's how I meditate.
in the fetal
Yes.
position.
Sweating profusely.
You're painting a picture that it's not pretty.
No.
Okay.
All right. Millennials are refusing to buy disposable diapers. Yeah, they're moving away
for
from
themselves
disposable
or
diapers.
for
themselves. Well, you never know with these dating networks.
That's right.
This is to address the waste-related concerns that they have.
Sure.
They're embracing cloth diapering.
Okay, well,
now I have to say, after having 2 kids,
Yeah.
the disposables are much better. I don't want to. I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with
Washing
filled diapers.
Cloth diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would. I can't even imagine doing that.
Well, that's what our parents, did
Yeah.
for us. You know,
Right. Look how bad we turned
that was before disposable diapers. So, yeah, they had to use the cloth diapers with the diaper pins. Wow.
Yeah,
How many times did you get stuck, I wonder? I mean, I think about that.
Well,
It's
not
like,
only do you have to clean their butt, man, but you
Yeah.
got to clean the stuff off the diaper before you wash them.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
like,
Too
this
much
is,
information.
It is too much information. That's why we had disposals.
That's what happened.
That's all right. Okay. All right. Okay. They have moved away from non-refillable pens. Have you thought about this one?
No.
Uh-huh.
So they're going back to refillable pens?
Well, not the fountain pen.
No.
Although I love those. It says here, in a bid for sustainability, millennials are opting for refillable and environmentally friendly pens instead of disposable ones. And I have a personal experience on this. I bought some really, really good pens.
Yeah.
Of course, I forgot all my pens today.
I know.
But I thought, these are the best. And they really are. They're fantastic. They're markers almost.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get more of them. And all of a sudden I see on the package, it says refillable. And you can buy the cartridges.
No
just
kidding.
put inside so you don't have to buy the whole outside exterior.
Wow, that's great. They used
isn't
to
that
have
great?
those when I remember growing up.
Remember
with
cartridge?
Cartridge pens.
Yeah, you used to throw
you get the cartridge, you put a new cartridge
Now
in.
it's just that little tube of ink. But the cartridges, I love those. I had a 6th grade teacher who brought in a India ink bottle and a syringe, and we'd all go up to his desk, and he would fill our cartridges up again.
That killed 20 minutes or so, right? Every day. Wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild, huh? All right. Anyway, they're refusing. Millennials are refusing to buy into the traditional taxi services. Younger generation, particularly millennials, favor ride sharing and transportation apps.
Yeah.
Here's one: disposable coffee cups. We all know about that one, right?
Right.
The eco-awareness of millennials led them to abandon disposable coffee cups.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Number 7 on the list: traditional banking. Younger generations, particularly millennials, are embracing online banking and financial technology, fintech options. I don't know what that is.
Fintech.
I don't know what that is.
Financial technology. Well, it just means you don't have to sit down, at a bank and set up an account or anything. You just do it all online, right? And then they advise you, like Rocket mortgages and all
Rocket.
that. It's all financially,
That's probably a
available
fintech.
online.
That's probably fintech.
I would think so.
Yeah. During the Great Recession caused by free market Republicans, they won't bring it up very often. I told you that my MAGA friend in Milwaukee didn't even know about that recession.
Oh, really?
The Great Recession.
He didn't know about it.
Yeah. He what?
Yeah.
Really? Was there one? 2000? Okay, 2008. I never heard of that one. But anyway, I moved away from banks at that point. They were responsible for that Great Recession, and I moved away from the banks and I go to the credit union now, UW Credit Union. And now they got rid of all our fees.
Is that right?
Which is a fantastic thing. I love that. Not Chase, though. I got a little fee last month. My first one in 10 years. I'm a little distressed by that. All right. Millennials have given up brand name cleaning products. The younger generation, specifically millennials, are moving towards eco-friendly and do-it-yourself cleaning solutions.
Okay.
Seems crazy. I like the smell of chemicals, don't you?
Bleach.
Yeah. Printed books.
Printed books.
Millennials are refusing to buy printed books.
Okay.
Millennials are moving away from them, and they're getting their digital reading devices.
Sure.
They've been around for a long
Audible.
time. Wow. Yeah. Audible and, of course,
what are the other
paperless. What is that?
I don't know.
A
don't know.
Kindle?
A Kindle.
Oh, okay.
That's right. I should know that automatically. My wife writes books.
She's an author. You might know that.
For Amazon.
Yeah.
So I guess I should have known that.
Okay.
They're refusing to buy non-organic produce, while the Republicans in the Farm Bill want to dump more pesticides on our food. Non-organic produce. Millennials are moving toward organic produce.
Makes
Also show a
sense.
preference for backing local farms over purchasing from large multinational companies. So
Okay.
we got a few more, just about 4 more or less. So we'll get to those in just a moment, right here on the Family Show.
Yeah. Also, Rachel Barnhart, our guest, in just a few minutes. John and Gordy live from Short Stack Eatery.
Material world.
It's good. It's all good.
Short stack. All right, what do we got come up? Nikki Haley signs. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Where is that? Where is that? Here it is. All right.
10 seconds.
Mad Radio, WMDX, 92.7 FM at 1580 AM. Broadcasting from the capital city, the John and Gordy Show from Short Stack Eatery. Stop on by. We'd love to talk to you and see you.
Got a little bit of a crowd here this morning.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it's filling up.
You can also sit outside and enjoy the beautiful weather this morning. Sunshine. It's chilly, though. 51 degrees. Highs today, upper 60s.
By the way, that little music bed
Yeah.
that we heard,
Yeah, what
that's a theme song for Bubba Hotep.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about great movie themes?
Yes.
That is one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Just thought I'd mention it. Now
Thank
let's
you.
get back to our list of woke
Thanks for sharing. That's good.
woke millennial products that they refuse to buy nowadays. Here it is. Fashion clothing. The younger generation are shifting their preferences away from fast fashion apparel. I know, that's
fast
exactly the
fashion
question.
apparel?
I asked my kids that.
What does that mean?
It's just trendy stuff.
Okay.
They're moving away from that to go into the more traditional style of clothing.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Okay, number 12 on our list, disposable razors.
They're
moving away from those.
Okay.
And they're focusing on sustainability and choosing shaving options that last much longer. or not shaving at all, I guess. Really.
Well, that's part of it, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But I kind of went to a disposable just to see what it was like again. I have a box of like 18 of them. God, you'd think they have a smaller box.
Yeah. No.
But, they could have a better angle on the disposables.
Yeah.
They make it really hard. It's almost like, it's like a 90-degree angle from your face. It's really hard to kind of
I don't like
maneuver.
disposables, but I do use them once in a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, millennials are moving away from cable television packages, and this is one of those.
Isn't everybody?
It's kind of morphing now. This is the one industry that's changing before our very eyes. The younger generations are abandoning conventional cable TV subscriptions in favor of streaming services that provide enhanced flexibility, diversity, and clarity. Of course, they're in 4K now, so I guess clarity goes along with it.
Right.
But Wow,
What's going on, Pat?
very busy here. Very busy here.
Busy.
But conventional cable. The old way of doing it is, with the old coax, and you have the TV stations along with, some streaming services that you might purchase. Now it's just streaming services. But now they're packaging.
Yes.
Now they're bundling.
They are bundling. They're packaging. They're redoing. Yeah, it's
So we're going back to that.
Confusing. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
And I know that Max is somehow combining with Disney Plus somehow, and I haven't seen a package offered in that, because pretty soon White Lotus is going to be back on with another season, which is outrageous and fun. I would miss that series, basically. All right, they're moving away from single-use plastic products.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to move away from those.
My family is very concerned about all the plastic that we use. The plastic bags for our groceries,
plastic water bottles,
the plastic wraparound things.
Right.
Yeah. And the fact that now we're finding out that even in plastic water bottles, that the plastic is somehow getting into the water
and
microplastics
into our systems. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So now we're turning into what people in the 60s used to call plastic people. Guess we knew that was coming, huh?
Yeah. So those are the things that
the
woke millennials are refusing to buy that are affecting our economy.
I'm thinking Gen Z as well. That's what I'm thinking.
Are you?
Yeah.
I think so too. Okay.
All right, let's get into this is totally outrageous. It's almost it is jaw-dropping.
Okay.
I can't even believe this is happening. This is from the Tennessee Holler. Hours after the carnage in Rafah, which was devastating. If you've seen any of that stuff, it's just,
it's awful.
It's in your head.
Yep.
Former ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, was in Israel signing her name on missiles that Israel is going to drop on Gaza. She's signing her name on the missiles, the actual missiles, writing, "Finish them. America hearts Israel."
Okay. So she's autographing these
missiles that are going into Gaza, that will be going into Gaza, and saying, "Finish them. America hearts Israel." That's a
photo op.
I can't even. It was a photo op, and they had the missiles, all standing up there, and she's signing them all and writing her special message on the shells.
What is she doing? I don't understand. Is she trying to become vice president, or because she signed off on Trump? Now she's okay. She's going to vote for Trump. She's announced that. And now she's making appearances overseas, and signing missiles.
Well, it's what Republicans can do in foreign countries. That is so deplorable, and yet if a Democrat or some lefty on a foreign soil says something somewhat negative, boy, they climb all over him. The right-wing media machine climbs all over him. They amplify it dramatically. We've got a line of people waiting to get into Short Stack Eatery.
Suddenly, the whole group showed up.
Huge. I think
they've
come
to see
us. That's
right. I'm pretty sure. We'll get to those autographs a little bit later on, folks.
Let's do it.
Oh, no, they're
ordering.
ignoring me.
They didn't hear you. No, they're ordering. Don't worry about it. Fragile ego that you have there.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
What is that group? Like 12 people walked in all of a sudden.
I know. Yeah. What is that all about? Deplorables versus... you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear that.
Well, okay, we can save that. We can talk about our guest coming up.
Yes.
Shortly. Rachel Barnhart is with Up Together. Is that the name of the group?
Up Together.
Yeah. And they're about providing money to low-income or no-income people. And, just like a monthly allowance, basically, from the government, maybe $500 in some cases, maybe $1,000. This is being done in some other countries, and it's starting to catch on. So we're going to be talking with Rachel Barnhart in just a few minutes.
Yeah, it's a great program. The Universal Basic Income is what they call it.
That's what it is, Universal Basic Income.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's one of the great ideas, and again, our own legislators, the gerrymandered Republicans, hopefully not for very long, wanted to ban universal basic income programs locally. They didn't want local governments to provide any kind of money to low-income individuals. They wanted to ban it. Why? There's no specific reason, obviously, just to, get even with people. They didn't like government handouts. They call it a government handout, but it's a way to help people, get into the system, move up the ladder. That's what it's all about, raising all the boats.
Okay. Yeah. It's a lot of just basic income is needed by so many people that have nothing.
Well, the idea is to do it nationwide.
Right.
And provide everybody. By the way, it was a Republican idea many, many years ago to do something like this, to have they called it a negative tax.
Okay.
And so they would provide all of this universal basic income to people based on their incomes. And it would be nationwide, so we wouldn't have all these welfare programs. A few of them, but just not all of them.
All right. That's it. John and Gordy from Short Stack Eatery will be talking to Rachel Barnhart coming up next.
As we were saying,
let the sun shine.
it's the John and Gordy Show.
All right. Rachel can... Oh, Rachel, you're muted. I don't know if you can hear me right now.
You hear me?
Ah, yes.
Great.
So I'm Sam. I'm up in the studio right now. John and Gordy are remote at a restaurant just down the road.
Yeah, I was going to say, they sound like they're somewhere.
Yes. It's,
Hi, Rachel.
It's very busy.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
So we've got a few minutes here of news, and then we'll have you on right after the news.
Okay.
Great.
Were you able to
John
hear our last few minutes of what we were talking about,
I
Rachel?
did. You sound very positive.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've been following this for a long, long time. I was introduced to it by Milton Friedman. And I kind of like what he was talking about in regards to it, but I thought, well, I don't know, it needs some workshopping. But I think the universal basic income thing is definitely a huge, huge program, and I'm glad somebody's on it. I'm glad you're on it. So, we got to talk about it. Okay. And do you have any information about the Wisconsin programs here? Or?
I do. There was Madison Forward, and then I saw that there was some bills, attempts to ban guaranteed income. So I'm somewhat familiar with what's going on.
Excellent. Let's talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Super.
John and Gordy.
Yes.
Yeah.
How close are you guys to your mics right now? I'm just wondering if we can cut down on the background noise at all.
We're really close. We're really close.
Okay. And there's, I guess, not a lot that we can do. That's fine though. It's not really bad.
They're going to. The group that came in are settling down over on the other side of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
They're almost done ordering, so I imagine it'll be
No,
okay.
wait, hold it.
What?
I'm just going to have to go over there and ask them to please be quiet. I'm sure the management
Time to kick
wouldn't
him
mind.
out.
Hey, there are chairs outside. All right.
It'll be fine.
All
We'll
right.
be fine.
All right. We're going to step away for a couple of minutes.
Okay. Rachel, did you dip out and come back in?
I think I didn't dip out, but my computer was a little weird. So hopefully that won't happen again.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, we should be fine. Got about 1 minute till we're in. John and Gordy, if you can hear me, get back to the mics.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. 30 seconds.
I don't know. You could take those.
Been like that since.
You could. But, I don't know. Maybe you could.
John
take
and Gordy.
those
Hey, let's.
You got your headphones on?
Yes.
2 ways.
Sorry.
Okay, 20 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, we're here.
I think they're cryptic.
Yes.
Stephanie Miller here, inviting you to listen to my show right after John and Gordy. It is like clean up every morning here. A mess they make right here on Mad Radio, 92.7 WMDX Madison.
With a stack of stuff here, all the millennials are turning away. Now we have it. It's in our warehouse. Yes, this is the family show, WMDX, 92.7 FM. 1580 AM and on your social media dial, and plus on our social media app or civic media app.
That's right. And we are live at Short Stack Eatery, where we come every Wednesday morning and invite you to join us, and a bunch of people just did.
It is very, very busy here this
Suddenly
morning.
got very busy, but
this warm weather brings everybody out in the morning, doesn't
I
it?
guess so. Yeah, it's beautiful today. 51 degrees right now, highs in the upper 60s. Going to be a nice one. Okay.
All right. Well, we'd like to welcome our guest, Rachel Barnard from Up Together, and we're going to talk about universal basic income here on the John and Gordy Show. Rachel, thanks for being with us this morning.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Yes. Well, we've been talking about universal basic income for a long time on this program. It's one of the most important issues, I think, that this country has to face, because there's something called capitalism. It seems to be affecting a lot of people in a very negative way, because it's not helping everybody. It's helping the wealthy and all those people who have benefited from our taxes that have created a system for a lot of people to succeed. And those people that succeed pay higher taxes, so that tax can then be applied to bring everybody else up somewhere along the way. And that should be the formula, but it's not the formula, at least from the right wing that we're hearing about lately, at least in their Project 2025 that they're putting out there. So universal basic income seems like the thing that we could throw them, that lifeline that we can throw out to them. Can you explain universal basic income to our listeners this morning?
Sure. Well, it's great to be here. I'm the media relations director for a national nonprofit that has distributed more than $200 million since 2020 alone to about 200,000 participants. And we should probably distinguish between universal basic income and guaranteed income. Universal basic income is a monthly payment or some kind of payment that everyone gets, a set payment that everyone is eligible to receive. Universal basic income, or UBI, is something that became popular under Andrew Yang. When Andrew Yang ran for president, all of a sudden everyone's thinking about what this would look like and how it would change their lives. Guaranteed income, which is more what you're seeing gain momentum in pilots across the country and what my organization does. Guaranteed income is targeted. It's targeted towards a specific group of people. Typically, guaranteed income programs are targeted to people who might live in a certain zip code or earn a certain amount of money, usually not a lot of money, or perhaps mothers with children. That is a guaranteed income program. And you're seeing pilots across the country that give, $500 a month or $1,000 a month for a set period of time, usually a year or 18 months. And what we do is we measure the impact of those cash payments on these households during that time period. and we find a big impact.
Now, we had a kind of a similar test program during COVID where they increased the amount of money, a child tax credit, and they increased it and cut poverty for children in half in this country. And it was a great experiment, and it was all at once, and we found out that it worked marvelously, and then they didn't continue it. We had a success rate on it, and they didn't pay attention. No one paid attention to it, so it didn't get renewed, unfortunately. Is that a similar way of maybe thinking of guaranteed universal income?
Rachel? Hey, Rachel? Okay.
I think we lost Rachel.
We're going to check.
Yes, we're going to check and see if we can't get her back on.
Sam, you keep us posted. We're talking with Rachel Barnhart from Up Together about universal basic income, and we'll see if we can get her back on.
I'm back.
Okay,
there she's back.
I'm so sorry. You know what? The cable guy's coming to my house in 2 hours because they've been having problems. So I probably should have done this on my phone. But I'm back. I'm so sorry.
No, this is
fine.
great. You're
fine.
You're fine. I was talking about the program that we experimented with during COVID, where the child tax credit was increased dramatically and cut child poverty in half, which is kind of a guaranteed universal income for those people that are targeted. Is that correct?
Yes, the expanded earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, was an enormous success during the pandemic. And unfortunately, Congress did not continue the expansion. Although there is a deal on the table now, it wouldn't look like it did during the pandemic, but it would still lift millions of children out of poverty. But the child tax credit is a wonderful example of how giving people cash, giving families cash, trusting them with those resources really does work. It's just a very powerful tool to address poverty. I mean, look, we spend billions of dollars a year in this country on anti-poverty programs, and we really don't move the needle. Here's something that we know did move the needle, and we don't want to do it again.
No, I know, yeah, and I'm not going to let this experiment go that we had during COVID, because it proved once and for all that this can work, and people can be lifted out of poverty, and we have a program that was successful and did that. So I'm not going to let the Republicans off the hook in regards to that. But I want to get to what happened here in Wisconsin. We have a couple programs here that you're familiar with.
Did we
call the cable guy?
She's having a little bit of trouble again.
Okay. All right. We'll just see if we can get Rachel Barnhart
John,
back.
if you can you elaborate on the program a little bit, if you can?
The Wisconsin program?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Well, Wisconsin also had, community by community.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
Community by community with experimental programs for a guaranteed universal income that is targeted to low-income individuals. And it's been experimented throughout the state. Doesn't get a whole heck of a lot of press, and it should get a lot more press than it has been. And we find out about these programs when Republicans decide they want to get rid of all the programs statewide. And I want to get her input on all of this because she's familiar with what happened in Wisconsin.
I wonder if it can get back to being a federal thing, a nationwide thing.
Right.
I mean, is it all
universal
state?
Basic
I mean, that's what needs to happen. Is to
I'm back again. Yeah.
All right.
So one of the reasons that we are doing these demonstrations across the country is to work towards a federal policy like the child tax credit, like baby bonds, like a safety net that gives people direct cash investments. And what we're hoping to do is continue to present the evidence, the data, because it's quantifiable. We can quantify the impact on people's lives. And so what we want to do is get to that point where we can say, listen, we need to change our policies. We need to change what we're doing here because it's not working. But
No, I understand that that's true. And again, just like COVID and the child tax credit, it proved to be successful. And these guaranteed universal income programs have also proved to be very successful. And it's not getting the kind of press that I think this should be getting, because these are successful programs. People are directing the money that they get to apartment living, food, insurance. In fact, some of them have even invested and saved some of their money to start their own small businesses. Is that correct?
Oh, I think we...
Well, yeah, I'm going to have her try and switch to a phone call, but
Okay. All right.
All right.
for the time being.
Okay. Well, I want to try and find out if there is a national movement toward this, or if she has a website.
Well, she said a lot of these are kind of morphing into, a national recognition of it. And if we can get there,
yeah,
I think that's the end result. At least we can try.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But boy, if Trump gets in, everything's off the table.
Well,
it's
that-
punishment, punishment, punishment.
Yeah.
That's
And,
what it's going to be.
Well, you're right, and it did work during the pandemic. I mean, this was a godsend to a lot of low-income folks when we were at our worst during the pandemic, and people had to stay home from their jobs, and especially low income, if they had any income at all, it was really tough for those folks to make ends meet.
I've been following this for a long time, and I was keeping my fingers crossed. I was very nervous about these programs and what the final result would be. Did it really help people? Did they really direct the money in the right direction? Or did they just sit back and take the money and not do anything at all, and encouraged laziness and not getting any jobs? But it didn't do any of that, which is surprising.
Let's check in with Sam. And do we have Rachel back with us yet, Sam? I guess not. Okay.
Or he's working on it.
He's working on it. Just try to use the phone here and see if we can get her going here. But
well, look,
yeah.
Rachel is going to have the cable guy on.
She can hear us now, Sam?
Yeah, well, yes, and now I'm on the good old-fashioned phone, okay? The internet wasn't working for me.
No, it doesn't work
So,
well.
okay, we're back.
All right.
Okay, we still have 3 or 4 minutes here.
We're kind of
And
filling in
this
here.
time, okay, and this time I won't drop out, so there we
Okay,
go.
excellent. Could you tell everybody what was happening here in Wisconsin with basic universal income?
Sure. Well, we know that Wisconsin had a very successful program in Madison with Madison Forward. There were 155 participants, and the data shows that people spent most of the money on basic needs like food and utilities and things at retail. But Wisconsin Republicans tried to ban guaranteed income. I believe it passed the assembly, but was vetoed by the governor. I believe there is another attempt, which is stuck in the Senate right now. And this is happening in other states too, where you're seeing Republicans in Iowa, Arizona, Texas is a big one, where they're trying to ban publicly funded local programs.
Right. They think it's a government handout, and people will just take the handout, not do anything with the money. And yet there's proof. You know there's proof that this is working. People are not getting lazy or not looking for work. Yeah.
Right.
Talk about the success.
So what we call it is, we call it an investment in you. And we really need to change our mindset, because this is a country that thinks nothing of spending billions of dollars to give corporations tax breaks and grants and whatever, because we think of that as an investment. We think we're getting a return on the investment when we do these things for the corporations. But we don't think of investing in human beings and in their families. We don't think of that as an investment in which we get a return. But that is the wrong kind of thinking. People know what is best for their families. You know what we find when we invest in families? Parents have more time to spend with their children. That's wonderful, isn't it? It leads to better outcomes with their kids. We find that parents are able to quit that second job because they can go get a certificate to upskill and get a better job so that they can make more money and move ahead. We find that they're able to keep a roof over their heads. I mean, sometimes guaranteed income is survival money for some families. In Austin, Texas, we found that a majority of the cash was spent on housing. Very expensive city. And people became more housing secure. People become more food secure. They tell us they're able to buy more healthy food. They tell us they're healthier in general, and their mental health is better. They experience less stress. So that's a return on the investment. That's a return that we're getting as a community, as a country, and we need to change our mindset when we think about why people are experiencing financial hardship. It's not because they did anything wrong. We have to stop blaming people for their circumstance and instead figuring out how do we get people to
hang on.
Can you hold on, Rachel?
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. All right, we got to take a break.
Sure.
Rachel, if you can hear us, we got a quick break here. We're coming back, and then we'll kind of wrap things up with you after a couple of more questions.
Yeah, a few more questions.
Sorry about that.
Maybe you can look at what's happening nationwide. Is there even some federal support for this?
She couldn't hear you for a second. Sound show was tweaking out, so I had to just have like 15 seconds of silence there. But we're into the commercial now.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy. Okay, so Rachel, I don't think I told you the last segment is a little over 8 minutes. It runs till 7:59 or so. We're back in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Good idea.
Mad Radio 92.7 WMDX, John and Gordy with the Family Show on location at Short Stack Eatery, live at the corner of State and Johnson.
We're talking to Rachel Barnhart, and she is a director of Up Together, and they are nationwide, and they're looking over the guaranteed universal income programs throughout the country and tallying the score and giving us some of the results here on the program this morning. And I'm just wondering, Rachel, is there any kind of movement federal-wise? Do you have the ears of any of our Congress people?
Sure. Well, that's a really tough one because what we saw in Congress was, and under a Democratic president, we couldn't get the expanded child tax credit extended. So that was a real disappointment on the federal level. Yeah. There is a bill to do a nationwide pilot by a New Jersey congresswoman. That bill has so far not really gone anywhere, and we right now have this what's called TANF. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's basically what we call welfare, cash welfare, and a lot of states are given flexibility in how they want to spend those funds. And believe it or not, a lot of states aren't spending those dollars on families. They're finding all different kinds of ways to spend these dollars, but not actually give the money to families. So we need a lot of reform here on the federal level. But what you're seeing is that states and localities are saying, we don't want to wait for Congress to get its act together. We want to do these demonstration projects ourselves. We have people in need right now. But of course, that raises questions of what? Sustainability, right? How do you enact something like this and pay for it at the state and local level? And it's hard. That's why you're seeing a lot of these programs funded by American Rescue Plan Act dollars. You're seeing a lot of philanthropic dollars diverted to these programs, and it's a good thing. because there are people in need and this works. But then the question is, well, how do we continue to build this in? And what we try to argue is that there's a lot of wasteful spending on poverty. Figure out what's not working, divert those dollars to investing directly into families.
Right. Right. Well, Milton Friedman kind of talked about this a while back, the negative income. And I'm wondering, is there something that it was, I think it was basically based on a person's income at that point, a negative income. You would get money back from the government. Is this kind of a version of that? This,
sure.
making it universal income?
Yeah. So universal income would be for everyone, but I think that there are some common themes with what you're saying. What does it mean to have your basic needs met in this country? What does it mean to be able to thrive and have opportunity in this country? And I think by any definition right now, we could say that we don't agree on that. And for example, housing is not an entitlement in the United States. You have waiting lists for Section 8 vouchers. You have shelters that are full. If people can't find a place to stay, they're not guaranteed a place to stay. And so these are the questions that this country is still grappling with, even though we are a country of such abundance. And so this discussion on universal basic income and guaranteed income, these kinds of discussions kind of force the issue to say, well, what is it that we're trying to do here for families? What does that look like? And you've got a lot of conservatives saying, well, you've got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And what we're finding is that so many of the people that we are serving are working very hard. They just can't get ahead. Because let me pose a scenario to you. Have you heard of the benefits cliff?
No.
That is when you make $1 more than you're allowed to receive welfare benefits, and we yank the rug out from under you, and you lose more in benefits than you're getting from this job that in some cases we require you to work to get the benefits. This is not a system that is designed in any way to help people springboard ahead and pull themselves up by the bootstraps.
That's right. Now, universal basic income would mean that everybody gets it, no matter what your income, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what Andrew Yang was pushing, yes.
Right. So like Social Security.
Listen, there could be different. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what are the big differences?
That's not what. Guaranteed income is more targeted. So we want to solve a particular problem. Say we have moms with young kids. We want to focus on them. Say we have a very concentrated poverty in a particular zip code. We want to concentrate on that zip code. That's what guaranteed income does. Or we want to concentrate on immigrant families. You see a lot, or foster children. That's a new one that we're seeing a lot of pilots spring up for foster kids leaving the foster care system, becoming adults, wanting to invest in them to make sure that they have a cushion.
Well, Rachel, it's been great to talk with you. If people want to find out more, can you offer a website or tell us?
Sure. You can go to Up Together, all one word, uptogether.org. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate your interest in this, and I'm so sorry I kept cutting out at the beginning.
Well, that's okay. We know that your cable guy is coming out to take care of your problem, so we're all relieved.
Right. A couple hours. All right. Thank you again.
Rachel, thank you so much, and
Okay,
we'll
bye-bye.
talk again about this. I appreciate you being here. All right?
That's Rachel Barnhart from Up Together talking about universal basic income. Fascinating.
It's a great program. More people should know about this. It's out there. They're testing it, and the individuals. I mean, basically, it allows for social and economic mobility to the people who don't have it right now.
Don't have enough to even scrape by.
Yeah.
Huge
program.
It is. It is. Well, we want to thank Rachel for being with us, and we hope to have her back again sometime in the future. All right. That is going to do it.
Am I hearing the music here? But it's hard to hear anything.
It's been a crazy day here.
It's really busy.
Yeah. We got super busy, but that'll do it for this edition of the John and Gordy Family Show from Short Stack Eatery, and we thank them always for their support. We will be back bright and early tomorrow morning, back in the studio.
We've got a lot planned.
Okay. We hope you have a great day. Get out and enjoy it. Have a good one.
Come on, come on. As we were saying, it's the John and Gordy Show. John and Gordy in the morning. As we were saying, let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.